Well, this song is a song that was inspired by a friend of mine, actually inspired by the person who I've been doing some singing with. Her name is Maria. And I did this song for the first time in public at the FCCM Nationals up in Philadelphia. Those of you who are FCCMers. Somebody came up afterwards and told me, well, you know, that song has to be about Amy Grant. Well, it wasn't inspired by her, but it certainly applied. And especially since Word Records is now going into the secular market. And it's called Top 40 Bound, and it's about keeping your it's about keeping your priorities straight in the midst of some things. Anyway, I just imagined what would be my advice, you know, if I knew more than I did about this business. So. I can hardly believe what I'm hearing. Is this the woman that I once knew? And I can't believe that you're wondering if I enjoyed the show. Now your lyrics are fresh and honest, and your voice makes them ring so clear. You may not have gotten where you want to be, but you're very near. You're already doing the right things, and I know your chance will come. So all I've gotta tell you is keep on doing more of what you've already done. 'Cause lady, you're top 40 bound. You've got the look, you've got the sound that they're looking for. You'll be a star, yes lady, you're top 40 bound. You've got the look, you've got the sound that they're looking for. You're gonna go far. My evaluation's a brief one, but I think I've said enough to suffice. You're doing fine, so I hope you won't mind a word of advice. Now the goal you've set is a good one. Keep at it with all your might. Just don't let what's really important slip out of sight. You keep remembering your Creator in the sweet morning of your youth. You're going somewhere, and when you get there, don't forget the truth. 'Cause lady, you're top 40 bound. You've got the look, you've got the sound that they're looking for. You'll be a star, yes lady, you're top 40 bound. You've got the look, you've got the sound that they're looking for. You're gonna go far, yes lady, you're top 40 bound. So don't let him down. Oh no, no, don't let him down. No, 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 don't let him down. Thanks a lot. This is a song, just occurred to me that I start out too many introductions with this as a song. There must be something else to say about this. It was inspired by a person I knew who felt called to go out to Oklahoma, and who I would occasionally see in the summers. And it was more or less inspired by her, but it's not totally, I mean, the song didn't totally reflect the relationship, but it was sort of inspired by that. It's called Life's Cross, and basically the important line of the song is, he's called you there and he's called me near, and he's called me here. Now it seems impossible for us to ever be near. And it's like saying sometimes, our higher loyalties to the Lord have to mean that certain relationships are going to, break up or dissolve. Sometimes not forever, but at any rate, this is a very new song. So. Life's cross, like threads in a weaving, entwined for a moment, then they'll be leaving to go their own way. Plans toss like waves in the ocean, so constant their motion, they flow every day. How I wish you could stay, and how I wish you could stay. An old friend from out of town, you're in for a week, show you around and we talk. And you say those things that you used to say, can remember you saying them in much the same way when we'd walk. But now things are oh so different than we ever thought they would be. Who would have guessed that so many miles would separate you from me? Life's cross, like threads in a weaving, entwined for a moment, then they'll be leaving to go their own way. Plans toss like waves in the ocean, so constant their motion, they flow every day. And how I wish you could stay, how I wish you could stay. Now I try not to entertain the thought of your leaving, but I know that you'll be going again. 'Cause he's called you there and he's called me here. Now it seems impossible for us to ever be near. Oh, but that doesn't stop all the longing for things to be different someday, for things to conform to my yearning. So I pray. Life's cross, like threads in a weaving, entwined for a moment, then they are leaving to go their own way. Plans toss like waves in the ocean, so constant their motion, they flow every day. And how I wish you could stay, is how I wish you could stay. And how I wish you could stay, how I wish you could stay. Another one on the same theme. I guess I stuck them together because they were on the same theme. And this is one about, kind of just knowing that the Lord is going to work in all things for good, even if you don't know quite where a relationship stands. If you have it committed to the Lord, then He's going to work, all things out for good. Maybe not the way that you planned, maybe not the way that you desire, but nonetheless for good. This is one of those early songs and kind of reflects my folk music upbringing. So, but anyway, it's just called "Leaving You Behind," and it was written because I was leaving somebody behind in Baltimore to go catch a plane to fly down to Kentucky for school, and so that's where the associations in the song come from. I turned away from your doorstep, walked to my car in the rain. I didn't even feel it as the drops poured down, 'cause I knew that I was leaving you again. The next morning I drove to the airport. I knew I had to catch my plane. We'd fly on down to Lexington. I knew that I was leaving you again. Might not have been so bad if I'd just known where things stood, what was going on in your mind. But I'll just have to trust the Lord to work all things out for good, and try to forget that I'm leaving you behind. Now the sky remains dark and cloudy as I sit in my room and write a song, hoping to find a way somehow to sing what I can't say. Oh, and hoping I'll be seeing you before very long. Might not have been so bad if I just known where things stood, what was going on in your mind. Oh, but I'll just have to trust the Lord to work all things out for good, and try to forget, oh, and try to forget, yes, and try to forget that I'm leaving you behind. Thanks. One of the most used and probably the most misused words around today is love. I think we as Christians know that. This is a song that if you just look at it on the face of it, it might seem to be about the sort of wishy-washy, I'm in love with everybody type love, because it's called Any Time's the Time for Love. But really what I'm talking about is the sort of love that we owe, to everyone, and not just love, in the way that you hear it on the radio and so many songs. It's just called Any Time's the Time for Love. There's a time and a place for everything that we do under heaven. A limit, no edges or boundaries. You can have all you want when you have it, and when you give it, give all you please. Anytime's a time for love, anywhere's a place for love. Anyone you see's the one you should give your love to. Jesus told the ones he loved that they should love one another, and show that they're really born from above, children of their heavenly Father. The same is true for us. If we would really be like him, we should love as he loved, giving and giving again. Oh, 'cause anytime's the time for love, anywhere's the place for love. Anyone you see's the one you should give your love to. Oh, anytime's the time for love, anywhere's a place for love. Anyone you see's the one you should give your love to. Whoa, Thank you. Kind of alternating between coffee and water here, I guess. Here's another one that kind of talks about the same thing that Contentment talked about. It's built around the scripture in Matthew, which simply says that where your treasure lies is where your heart is going to be also. And our treasure needs to be somewhere other than here. Jesus once stood upon the earth on a mountaintop one day, said the only way to live your life is to give your life away. Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on the earth, oh, but lay them up in heaven, where they never lose their worth. Where does your treasure lie? Where do you spend your time? If you claim to follow Jesus, where does your treasure lie? Where a man lays up his treasure is where his heart will be. And you cannot serve two masters, give them both your loyalty. Oh, you cannot live life upon this earth as though it were your only home. For the time is quickly passing, and you know will soon be gone. So where does your treasure lie? And where do you spend your time? If you claim to follow Jesus, where does your your treasure lie? Where does your treasure lie? Thanks. It's a song that I think is a personal favorite of mine, of some of the ones that I've written. I mean, even as a writer, you have songs you like more than others. A song called Conditional Love, a song that almost wrote itself. It's funny, it was one of the easiest songs I ever wrote, too. Unconditional love, but it's trying to talk about some of the perils of people who are afraid of losing or afraid of being hurt, and so they don't give themselves to relationships. You know, I mean, if you're afraid of being hurt or afraid of losing, then I think it's very hard to love people in the selfless way that the Lord wants us to. So this, some of it's from some personal experience, some of it's from the experience of friends. Conditional love. Susan has a caller on the telephone. She wants to go out with him. Yes, she's tired enough of spending all her evenings alone. She would like to see something begin, but she can't escape the memory of an earlier time when her heart was discarded like a glove. So she tells him no, 'cause it's still on her mind. It's a problem of conditional love. It's a problem of conditional love. Conditional love separates us. Conditional love alienates us. Conditional love. Conditional love separates us. Conditional love alienates us. Conditional love. Oh, and Tommy wants to tell someone how much he cares, but he cannot seem to get up the nerve. In his mind all that he can see are icy stares. If he told her what purpose would it serve, she would say she liked him only as a friend. That's all their relationship's made of. He could not bear to hear it, so he keeps his feelings in. It's a problem of conditional love. It's a problem of conditional love. Conditional love separates us. Conditional love alienates us. Conditional love. Conditional love separates us. Conditional love alienates us. Conditional love. Conditional love separates us. Conditional love alienates us. Conditional love. Conditional love. Conditional love. Thank you. Song's a little high to sing. It's really funny when Maria and I sing it, she sings the harmony part under me rather than over me, which I think is kind of crazy. But anyway, this is a song that I think people like. It's a song that I think turned out people like it better than I thought they would. I mean, and it's about relationships, but kind of relationships in families. And even though it's not a Christian song in the sense that it comes right out and, you know, gives the gospel message, I think it talks about our giving prime time to members of our family in a way that I think is really something that we need to do. It's just called video screen, and I know all of us come into contact with them at one time or another. And there's nothing wrong with some exposure, but just not overexposure. You've been dancing with the video screen, and your parents wonder where you've been. When you get home, they're gonna hassle you for sticking your quarters in to buy a dance with the video screen. You buy them 'cause there's nothing else to do, no one to talk to who'll understand. So you take your partner by the hand. You buy them 'cause there's nothing else to do, no one to talk to who'll understand. So you take your partner by the hand. And you've been dancing with a video screen, and there's no need to wonder where you've been, 'cause you're right at home, and you're sitting in your living room, dancing with your video screen. Haven't talked to your children in who knows when. Now they think you've forgotten them. Could it be that they're right? 'Cause you've been dancing every night. Haven't talked to your children in who knows when. They think you've forgotten them. Could it be that they're right? 'Cause you've been dancing every night. You've been dancing with the video screen, and your family wonders where you've been. You're out at the office, and you're working late again, dancing with your video screen. They need the love only you can give. I know you've all got to live, but there's more to life. You ought to try dancing with your wife. They need the love only you can give. Now I know you've all got to live, but there's more to life. Ought to try dancing with your wife. Try dancing with your wife. Ought to try dancing with your wife. Anyway, nobody's totally immune. I mean, I've done several songs from the album, like Conditional Love and Contentment and Where Does Your Treasure Lie? And this is the song that turned out to be the title song. And the album, it's called Choose 'Em Today. And it was actually a remake, in a way, of a song that I did in a kind of a Don McLean-ish style. It turned out real nice with all the instrumentation, but it left me with a problem of wondering how to do it in person, because on the album, I mean, there's all this instrumentation, and Mark Cheshire, who used to tour with Fireworks for a while, does this fantastic guitar solo to follow it, you know, that I can't even begin to do. And will not do tonight. I'm still working on something that I'm satisfied with for doing this in person, but here's the acoustical version of Choose 'Em Today. It's all a matter of what you believe. It's all a matter of how you see the things you see. It's not a question of proof, for what would that proof be? Oh, and there is no proof you couldn't doubt, but unless you believe, you'll not see. Oh, unless you believe, you'll not see. It's all a matter of who you trust. It's all a matter of where you place your confidence. You can simply take him at his word, or you can turn the other way. He is setting before you the choice of your life. Pray that you'll choose him today. Oh, I pray that you'll choose him today. Oh, and it's all a matter of what you believe. It's all a matter of how you see the things you see. It's not a question of proof, for what would that proof be? And there is no proof you couldn't doubt, but unless you believe, you'll not see. Oh, unless you believe, you'll not see. Oh, unless you believe, you'll not see. Oh, unless you believe, you'll not see. We'll end it that way. Well, I'm going to take another break, and we'll see you for the third set in a little while. Thank you.